Yeah, going to be a tough game for this Phoenix for sure.
I'm usually not a big fan of giving a guy the... I don't know, when he's looking this good, I'm a little surprised they're still letting through the Phoenix, but again, compared to the other bands, you know, you have to give up something, so they feel like this is the thing that they can at least play against the best from the side of Evil Geniuses, but we'll see if Bobica can have another nice game, because he's probably been looking the best. Actually, if I had to pick anyone on the side of Aster, it'd probably be Lover. I feel like this guy has a ton of pressure coming into this series, and he has just looked amazing.
I think so. And here in Game 3, we've hyped up the Storm Spirit, we've set the stakes, and now this is the ultimate test. If he can dominate in this game with the Storm, we know this guy is ready.
This guy's legit, for sure.
He's set himself up well for a great storyline here in this first series.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Invasion down bottom, Fenrir and Baboka. The harmonious support duo. They get a camp block down.
So they're going to commit the Observer for that, too.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than the Sentry.
It's a weird-looking ward.
I'm surprised. I don't know. Sometimes it's a little surprising that people go that route, right? Now with the duration of a Sentry, but they just have the secondary one, too, because it might get dewarded. They just want to ensure they can pull the wave back as often as possible to that Tier 1 on the off lane, because that's where their Spectre is going to be farming. It is of utmost importance to them. And this has become the trend as of late. No one even contests. Like, look how far back everyone is.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, I'll just go block the wave. It's just a waste of my time.
Even spread on the bounties, 2 apiece. And body blocks will commence, Trent.
Yep. Sylar gets the range creep up front really early on the bottom, too. Like, the Tier 2. So really nice stuff from him. And you can just harass like this, too. Nothing S4 can do. I like that he turned around, too, because he just would have been eating an Ignite and even more damage. And he'll probably just have to TP to the tower. Oh, actually, Crick can just absorb, so it's fine. Sometimes we see the TP forced out, but in fact, it's going to be Bobica who TP's top. And S4 will just tank the Ignite.
And Mirror getting in as much damage as he can before he gets to the tower.
Oh, Crit, really nice control on this wave. He's pulled them back to his range creep, so that's going to get the damage on there. That's going to probably... Oh, they don't get the deny, Sylar. Clutch with the dagger there, because he was about to like lose his range creep, and then Crit had already secured the other one too, so it was a really good start.
So let's check out the top lane here. Necro Phoenix versus Morphling Winter Wyvern. Again, with Arteezy playing this kind of off-lane position 1, as you talked about last game.
Yeah, it's just the same way where it just feels like the safer spot at the moment, harder to wrap around on.
And checking in on mid, Storm Mirana.
I mean, if there's one guy who knows these sort of matchups, of course, it's going to be Sumail.
That's true.
I mean, maybe Lover does too, right? I don't want to give any undue credit to the guy.
No, but
we're,
you think
a little more familiar with the Sumail Storm.
You think of, yeah, exactly. It's like a player-hero combo that'll never die, even if he's not playing Storm regularly. How does this matchup go? It should be Mirana favored, at least in the first couple levels?
Yeah, Storm's just been hurt so many times by the old Nerf bat at this point.
Yeah, Remnant, sort of a shell of its former self at this point.
Yeah, and then once the Wraith Band starts to stack up and the ring for the Mirana, that's what looks a little bit rougher.
Yeah, 10-4 compared to the 6-1.
Is Fly going to get first blood again, pulling a wave?
Nope.
Oh my god, that was so close.
Oh.
But this time, the wave will not be picked up by Arteezy, so... but they've lost a couple creeps, so it's still going to end up pushing out a little bit here. And Arteezy even over here looking for a potential pull, but Bobica will block it.
This bottom lane looking pretty good for EG. S4 putting a lot of pressure on as his Underlord. Forcing Sylar back under the tower as Fenrir puts some damage onto Crit.
He's ogring real hard here. Doing his thing. What a stellar hero.
Yeah.
I mean, truly. And Sumail's taking the edge mid here. He's just sitting on the high ground, putting the damage onto the Storm Spirit, forcing out the salve.
Yeah.
See a nice start.
Just like the Tinker, I mean, the secret to the Storm is being able to retreat into the jungle, ideally with some stacks to clear out, but doesn't look like that will be a reality for him. At least not yet.
Toss back up in the bottom lane there.
Fenrir pretty low, drops the Fire Blast, trying to make it out, and it looks like he will survive. Close one, though.
Yeah, nothing left in the tank at that one. And potentially, if Crit finds that haste rune, that would be really nice. Might be able to try and find a kill onto that Storm Spirit in the mid. I'm not sure if he's going to back away to it now with the wave coming.
Lover very low. Starstorm's there, and it's a first blood for Sumail. Solo kill in the mid lane.
Yep.
And up top, XXS actually in some trouble as well. Arteezy jumps forward. Death Pulse does some decent return damage, but they won't commit for it. Necro actually makes it away.
Got to get back to that wave, dude. There's last hits here.
Yeah.
Can't be missing out on those. But Crit did find it, the haste rune. Now the second kill right in a row.
Oh, no. This is so bad for the Storm Spirit. Lover gets tossed back to the other side, right into the Star Storm. Only level 4, no way to survive, no zip available, and it's another one for Sumail, 2-0.
Oh, my God. That's exactly like game number 1
with
the Tinker. A precise thing that happens. This rune ends up getting the kill. Sumail, you complained on Twitter about the 2-minute runes, but, I mean, come on. They're helping you out today. Can't you see? Ice Rock's just trying to give you something.
An incredible start for this Mirana.
Is that Ogre standing on the Invis rune? You can't even see it under his body.
Is there a rune there?
There is an Invis rune underneath this massive man.
You know, I don't know if I've ever seen a hero use his girth in such a creative manner, but that's some good stuff. Sometimes it pays to be overweight, Trent.
Does it?
At least in the game of Dota. Man, Arteezy really struggling to farm here in this top lane. 7 last hits right now.
Oh, yeah, we have definitely not given that a fair shake here because this Necro's dominating.
I mean, look at this. XXS just moving past the tower. Level 3 Necro compared to the level 3 Morphling.
And he's waveforming to try and get CS, and he's getting denied under the tower right here.
I mean, this is just so brutal. He's not going to die, at least not quite yet. Necro just recently hit level 5, so no Reaper's Scythe, but another Death Pulse. Man, Necro's so brutal to play against when you have this kind of start. Mid lane, Ogre's made the rotation. Sumail gets low, but has a leap, makes it back under his tower. And now Crit comes the other way, tosses the Storm under the tower. Sumail very low, but it's going to be another kill on the Lover. 3 deaths for the Storm in the first 5 minutes.
Man, great
abysmal start.
Yeah, Sumail still had 2 leaps left too, so no panic. Great call there from Crit to go for the kill on the Storm rather than the Ogre. And there's actually still runes floating around down bottom because of how this has been going. Just so aggressive in the mid.
Yep.
Crit just doesn't want to leave because the Storm. He's saying you should be in the jungle. Like, I am trying to force you into that jungle right now. There's no way you should be allowed in this lane at the moment. And Sumail, because of this ward, he knows no one's been here. He's going to find those bounty runes down bottom.
Oh, that's great.
Filling his bottle.
Yeah, both going to go the way for EG.
So this top lane, I mean, well, let us not forget, it is a total disaster for sure. Like, he's having a horrendous time, but who's going to, like, put more pressure on the map? A Mirana with a lot of farm or a Necrophos? Like, Necrophos tends to just sit in one lane. And I feel like the Mirana, like, that's one of the better counters to this hero, right? We talked about right at the start of the draft.
Yep. Arteezy taking a lot of damage here. Necrophos uses the Ghost Shroud, gets tossed back into the tower. They really want this kill. It's going to be close, and they get it. Crit finds credit for that one. Sign of life for Arteezy's Morphling.
Yeah, and in this bottom lane, S4 handling Sylar here. 34-16 to 21-2.
We talked about it during the draft. You said Underlord not the fastest hero unless he gets those early levels. And he is really loving this 1v1 matchup against the Spectre.
No one wants to go 1v1 versus this guy.
Especially not melee heroes, though. That's so much worse. Up top, Arteezy taking some pretty heavy damage. Death Pulse,
he's close to that
Spirit.
If this range creep was dead. Oh, actually, he's still a little bit shy.
Yeah.
16 experience,
but
you know, a little bit rough.
Still. The Underlord. So what's S4 going to go for? Looks like Pipe this game. Put a Defiance coming out first. Get some free farm here. Spectre forced back.
Oh, mid lane.
Solo Shrine is mid. Storm at least level 6 now. Can zip back. Able to survive.
Yeah, that was really aggressive for not having Starstorm.
Oh, Crit. Who's going to catch who here? Fenrir kind of bumps into him, gets tossed back, and another easy combo.
I like how Crit's getting these kills. That's Tranquils now. He's going to be very active. He's going to be stalking the Storm in the jungle constantly.
Yeah, this Storm is, or from this Tiny is very farmed. It's only 150 net worth behind the Morphling.
I don't know. That's a good thing for the Tiny. That's just how Morph's game is going.
Maybe telling of both. The two extremes coming together. Necrophos also going for the Hooded Defiance. Obviously a great item on him. The nature of Ghost Shroud. And a lot of magical burst on the side of EG, so it's an all-around smart choice.
I feel like they're going to have to like smoke XXS and then try and Scythe, Haunt, kill Sumail is one of the best ways they can get back into this game. Like, not only get the bounty off his head, 3-0-1, but take away some of his farm time. But Sumail, I mean, he's showing no signs of slowing down because he's got a haste rune.
Wow.
We should get a soundboard.
Oh, that'd be. I'm sure PGL would love that.
This is a major, right? Oh, okay. My bad.
You should suggest it, though. Run it up the ladder.
I'll set it up. Big boss. See what he thinks.
Lover zips back mid. Crit with another potential rotation. continuing to posture aggressively. As it looks like down bottom, we could see Aster setting up for a gank onto S4. He is level 7, no point in Dark Rift
He's
yet.
waddling. He's got that hood, though.
He does have the hood, you're right.
Pop that thing. Team?
And, yeah, he was holding a point, so he does get the Dark Rift now. Reaper's Scythe does find the kill. XXS is rewarded.
All right, but in the mid lane, they're going to get the tower because of all this. However, Fly looks like he's going to lose his
Baboka
life.
as well, only level 4 as Sumail jumps forward, trying to find him in the trees. We'll be able to finish him off. So they do go 1-for-1 with the supports, but tower kill absolutely advantageous for the evil geniuses.
Looks like Crick got the talking to. He wasn't allowed to take that kill. He's like, all right, that is enough. Got to put some more on this Mirana here.
Bottom tier 1 will also fall, so Aster getting an objective after their kill.
I mean, we talk about how it is difficult to use the early net worth of a Necros to actually influence the game. So I do like that they were able to make that full rotation. They get the tower, they get the kill on the Underlord. It's probably the worst out of the 3 cores. I'd honestly rather just keep punishing this Morphling at this point, but Arteezy is just being given a lane here at the moment as the bounty runes are coming up. Crit already well prepared here with the smoke.
A little scary to give that Morphling room to recover. Lover is now rotated up to the top lane. Level 7, pretty low on mana. Fly is only level 4,
Look at Crit
no
trying to prep to where he
curse.
thinks he's going to zip to and then try and TP perhaps.
Nice heads-up play,
Dude, they're
but
holding
so
this
far,
tiny for so. Oh, hello!
Yeah.
Oh, whoop!
This is the Avalanche, but that's okay. He was in the right spot at the right time.
All that time. Just waiting back there.
Thinking that Storm maybe had a slightly larger mana pool. It was a pretty underwhelming zip that he was able to get off.
So in the end, it looks like they got 2 bounty runes each.
Yeah, I mean, now the position 1, like Sylar and Arteezy, both of them didn't have a great laning phase, but now they're just about even, and that big disparity is coming from the mid lane. Mirana at 5.5 compared to the 3.3 of the Storm Spirit. Also, these Radiant supports a little bit more wealthy, especially that tiny as you were talking about. Now the top tier 1.
You basically just have to look at XSS. That is their game at this point, right? That's who you invested everything in.
Sylar steps a little too far forward. He is level 6, has the ultimate. Might be able to use it as a getaway vehicle, but they're not going to commit too deep, thinking there could be reinforcements inbound, even though Aster were pretty far away.
They actually just lost their catapult, too. Like, if they had just kept pressuring the tower, they might just be able to take it, honestly.
Oh. EG actually have a ward here in the jungle, so they did have eyes on the Phoenix, but opting to play it safe.
This time they'll likely commit to the push. I mean, this is S4's job, right? You want 4 heroes top, S4 on the complete opposite side. As long as he survives any sort of a scythe play, which he will because he sees XSS now, he should be okay. Trent said optimistically. Okay, here come the TPs.
Here we go. S4 trying to pressure forward. Mirana with the arrow. It does not connect. Malice just comes out half a second too late. However, it will stop Fenrir in his tracks, and that'll secure the kill on Ogre, but they do not get the high-prize Necrophos.
They did get the tower, though, still. So, objective achieved in the top lane.
True.
Nocturne the Necrophos does hurt, but it is still wins for EG, pushing their advantage further forward.
3K net worth lead, baby.
This is by far the least Roshi game we've had so far. Every other game has had very clear Roche takers, and it was very it was obvious how much they were playing around with this game.
It's almost comical how bad these teams are at killing Roche.
Yeah, it feels like it's never gonna happen. It'll take quite the lead. I mean, Morph can certainly be the best one in this game, I would say, because he can just kind of sneak it with a single person tanking. He does so much damage, but
eventually, not quite at that point though.
Your boy Underlord though, he used to do it. That percent based. It was a
I
wonderful
miss those
time.
days, dude. I miss those days. The Firestorm working on Roche with the percentage HP burn. Oh,
He felt pickable. It was quite a time. S4, of course, proving that wrong. Second game in a row here, looking to grab another win for EG on the hero.
That was one of those changes that I was sad when it was implemented, but I couldn't argue with it. That shit was so broken.
Yeah, it was.
He killed Roche just dumb fast. Almost didn't make sense.
Sylar feels like a Monkey King game.
Double damage in the bottle of the Storm Spirit right now. They will smoke around it.
To his credit, he hasn't died here, but there's no way. You cannot smoke into the Radiant jungle right now. You have to go into your jungle. You can't kill Underlord. For the love of God.
Well, I mean, not even going to get a chance. He's going to Dark Rift already. S4 with the game sense. He's out of here, dude.
They must have thought that they were baiting. They think the entire Radiant must be down there. That's the only way this move makes sense.
Trent, am I confused here? What's this Belt of Strength on the Storm Spirit? Is that just some casual extra HP there?
He's just hanging out, dude.
He's just hanging out with a belt? Pants were falling down, so he picked it up?
It must be His Necronomicon. That must be it, right?
Yeah, well, naturally.
Just makes sense.
It's
There's a lot of magic bursts.
It's still relatively rare that you see that as like just a value strength pickup. You know, I don't even know if the math indicates that that is a value pickup.
Yeah, I have no idea. My only guess would be he was partially buying treads in Kaya and accidentally made treads with the first robe or something.
Now that actually could have happened.
And
that
then
could
he
be
didn't
true.
notice and didn't disassemble or something. I don't know though.
A little peculiar. Very, very small thing, but just peculiar. Just curious if there was something I was missing there. Thought this might be some new age storm strat that I wasn't privy to.
Oh, it's peculiar.
Bottom tier 1 does get finished off though, so another objective for Team Aster. Sumail still very comfortably the #1 farmer, has his Maelstrom now, and BKB queued up. Standard stuff for the Mirana, but scary nonetheless.
So now you can see the lines very clearly drawn here from Fly. I love the Fly. He's a very dry captain. He always writes the lines all over the map, what he wants to do. So he's pushing down that mid lane. Now he's drawn okay, we're smoking this way, going in here. Kind of gives you a line as to what they're thinking about the current.
He's just helping out us spectators. You know, Fly's that kind of guy.
He's a kind one. I mean, look at this too. Like you see that vision up in the dire jungle. It's just like look how safe Arteezy is. Like unless they're smoking, he's gonna be fine. So he just needs to see like one hero on a wave, and life's good.
Sylar down bottom. He'll use the haunt. That'll be an easy survival, but still a minor victory for EG, forcing that cooldown. It's a long one, 180 seconds.
Oh, he's going for that rune up top, but Arteezy can't really punish it. He's getting that greedy. Crit saw it coming, too.
Ooh.
Can't punish it, though.
Gets both. Nice for Lover.
Okay, so they just got 3, right? Yeah, because Phoenix got the one bottom, so only a single for Sumail on the side of EG. That's going to help cut into the lead a little bit.
I mean, this game still feels very much like EG is control and kind of setting the tempo, but I'm still impressed with Lover's ability to keep his composure. He's recovered his farm decently well. He's right middle of the pack. He's got his Kaya. He's got the Bloodstone. Still pretty far away, but you know he's got it queued up.
Yep. I think,
based on the start, this could be a lot worse for the Storm Spirit right now.
It could, but I mean, one thing is they've traded off a lot of the farm onto the support and range. Oh my God, that arrow actually almost hit it.
And up top, Fenrir kind of walks into him. He's going to get caught. He'll be the first one to go down. Lover now trying to put the pressure onto Tiny. Reaper's Scythe is there, and they'll find the kill.
He'll just morph and run away, but that's a great kill. That's probably the best hero they can kill right now, honestly, because he has a lot of unreliable gold and just cutting into that Blink Dagger timing. Because once that Blink Dagger is done, that's when they're just going to start approaching towers and look for the backstab from crit. A toss on a single hero here would be very bad. They don't really have a good mechanism against it. Like, as long as they don't toss Storm, pretty much anyone else should just die. I think EG could probably commit for this bottom tier 1-2. They missed a chance of the catapult wave.
Oh, Winner's Curse mid onto the Necro. Sumail misses the arrow. Didn't have a great angle with the creeps, but still unfortunate.
I'm sure even Sumail's laughing that one. That was
missing
mid is very true. I mean, it was a really tough angle. He had
really
to leap across the creep wave, and at that point, the distance, like, they probably wouldn't even get the kill if he hit that arrow.
Yeah, exactly. So. It's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. So he went for it.
Kobe.
that was a shack right there, I think.
You know, they're just camping. Look at these supports just, like, stalking around their Storm Spirit. Just like, oh, please, stay alive, dude. Just watching out for any potential smokes. Arteezy's farming Dire Ancients, not usually a very good sign. If you're the Dire team.
Yes, yes. And he'll have his Dragonlance before too long. S4 is getting a lot of space this game, though. He's got the pipe, and now he's got Guardian Greaves queued up.
He would probably have the least interesting heat map ever. Arteezy jumped on.
I think this might be a dead Morphling. Do they have the detection?
Oh, you always get one.
No detection. Oh, there's the dust on the Phoenix.
Oh, that's pretty sick. The Courier helping out with the team.
But too little, too late. Arteezy able to waveform away.
Yeah, he's got that waveform range, too. Instead of the Agi talent. I feel like the waveform range is becoming more popular, too.
Yeah, a lot of utility.
You used to only see it versus Bloodseeker. That was like it. And everyone else would just go for the Agi instead.
Definitely see the value in the range.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think it's really strong.
Smoke rotation. A nice deep ward on the plateau.
Oh, man, that could have been really bad. They would have been like smoking right into the Wyvern, but I guess there's actually not a lot of physical damage to capitalize on for a Wyvern in this game, honestly.
Tiny does have a Blink Dagger, by the way. Just saw it there as he almost got caught. Able to blink back to safety as S4. TP's out down bottom. Actually heads to the mid lane.
They leave some great vision in the area, too. So we'll see if it actually gets dewarded, but they've instantly shifted the attention. Like, they know they were all chasing S4 down there, so instantly they TP back out. They move into the Roche pit. They want to push this tower. Like, this is now the whole playground for them.
Yep. Oh, Roshan attempt. Like you said, the Morphling does enough damage that if you've got somebody to absorb the blows, a.k.a. Underlord,
yep.
might have a chance at finishing this off. 5-second stun. Will Aster get in a position?
It really is some terrible Roshing.
This is, he's at half HP.
You're so long to respond.
I mean, S4 can't even tank it all the way through. They have to rotate who tanks. And Aster just not in a position to deal with this.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of shows how risky this is, too, right? Like, where Crit has to be positioned. If this was sniffed out at all from Aster, with a Haunt and Egg, the punishment would have been pretty brutal.
They get away with it, though, and Aegis ends up going to Arteezy.
And the most important thing about that, honestly, I think, is denying it away from the Storm Spirit.
Yes.
Because that would allow you to play really aggressively and try and start snowballing someone on Lover, especially if he could get into the Bloodstone.
How would Aster kill Roche even in the next 10 minutes?
I mean,
at least Morphling does some damage. I mean, literally, who's going to right-click it down? The Necro, the Spectre? I mean, they actually just can't kill it.
I'm just saying it would be more beneficial for your opponents than yourselves, honestly.
Well, it is, yes, it is
but
true that Storm is one of the best Aegis carriers in the game. I can't argue with that.
You are fully correct that there is no way they could have killed it.
Dragonlance is up on the Arteezy Morphling, and now Black King Bar will be coming. Some Magic Immunity and be high priority for EG. Marana's is pretty close, about 1,100 away. Or no, 400 away, I'm sorry.
Campbell's only 12 kills this game.
Yeah.
It's been a little quiet, I suppose.
Well, they walk into a Sentry. Crit gets initiated on. Toss back. Storm jumps in. There's the Reaper Scythe, and they bring down Crit straight away. Now Arteezy trying to make the getaway. And it looks like he will get out.
Not the best game since the Blink came out. Hasn't really been able to find too much.
It's kind of a bold rotation, but I don't think they were expecting all 5 of Aster to be positioned right there at that particular time.
Man, he was snowballing so hard on this Tiny, too. Definitely slowed down quite a bit. Like, if you get that super early Blink, it feels like you just own the whole game, and you can kill every single hero. But he just kind of missed that window by like 3 or 4 minutes, and everyone gets a few more levels, a little bit tankier, can't just solo kill people. Oh, speaking of solo
Set
kills,
up on the fly. Yeah, Lover gets caught by the Winner's Curse.
We can't use them.
And they will grab Fenrir all the while this fight's breaking out. They might get this kill on the Storm. Yules stops Sumail, but they are on the hunt. Now XXS is on the run. On the other side, Arteezy finishes off Baboka. It's a disastrous fight for Aster across the map. They are going to dive past. They still want this Necro. Pit of Malice down for another 5, but the arrow connects, and the Necrophos will fall. 5 down as EG rip this game apart 13-4.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah.
The Storms is trying to initiate on a Wyvern, and suddenly you lose 4 heroes?
Yeah, I was watching the Storm fight that whole time, but Arteezy was just in the back line picking off the supports.
Killed Fenrir, and they grab a secondary kill there as well. Now they're going to get the tower. All while still having Aegis, right? Yeah.
Bottom
and still having it for like 2.5 minutes.
Toss back dive past the tower.
Ooh, we got greedy on that.
Yeah, looking for Fenrir. Sylar makes it back up to the high ground. What does EG want to do here? Not going to chip at the tier 3 mid too much, but it looks like they may rally down bottom and pressure the tier 2 instead. That is the last outer tower remaining for Aster. We've also picked up 2 tower kills themselves, but 2 tier 1s still standing mid and top. Now EG with big-time map control.
Is this worth going for without? The curse is back up. Okay, yeah, this is fine. I was just thinking, like, it
Guardians
actually looks
too.
like an okay time to fight.
Mm-hmm.
This was an interesting item at Hamburg that we talked about quite a bit because it's
the Guardian Grease?
Yeah, it's been buffed to the point now where it's every 40 seconds. Like, it's pretty nice.
It's really good. It's expensive. That's the drawback, of course, but
Blink in right onto that Phoenix. Absolutely zero chance with the arrow follow-up as well. And that's actually no buyback. They won't know that. I mean, buyback's so cheap on this hero, especially the GPM talent. Hell, he'd probably even have it by the time he needs it. So you can see it just kind of whittling away very quickly. Oh, but what a time to be pushing Sylar so close to the Radiance.
oh, wow.
That is painful.
Yeah, he's even got the recipe. A moment where you absolutely do not want to die.
Arteezy with the self-bloodlusting. Waiting to give it to Sumail first before changing back, perhaps.
Glyph already been used. Here's the initiation on the back line, but the Guardian Greaves are there right away. Remember, Arteezy has the Aegis, so happy to take some damage here. Turns into the Ogre, turns back into the Morphling, and now they bring down Fenrir.
Man, S4 is a bold dude. He's still just holding pipe. I can't believe that. There's like initiating on his morph, or his Morphinus Mirana. He's like, I think it's fine. So he'll pop it now. Just using it to protect the creep wave. Give him some time versus the Necro, and another zip in on that Aegis.
Tier 3 taking a lot of damage here.
Radiance is here. Go!
This is the time. You got to lose this Aegis quick. It only has about 30 seconds left. Here's the Haunt. They will bring down Baboka. Reaper's Scythe not going to do anything. Arteezy almost goes down, but does survive through all the damage. And EG ready to back out. They'll leave that Tier 3 standing at 66 HP, or maybe not. They're going to go back in for more. Arteezy, big damage onto Fenrir. Great Pit of Malice, but XXS gets tossed into the back line, and now it's just too much. Fenrir will go down. The winner's curse.
Lover has to clean up. This can actually get them back in the game.
They did kill Sumail. Crit now getting very low. EG overextending here, and Aster are punishing. There's the Aegis. They kill it still with some time to spare, as now Fly's going to get brought down. S4 with the Dark Rift. He's going to try to be the exit vehicle for Arteezy, and their taxi will make it back without getting a speeding ticket this time.
A little bit painful on that one. Going back in for that tower, but like Sumail aggressively using the BKB to go for the egg.
They didn't even get the tower.
Okay, that is shocking. I thought for sure they had it. I didn't even check. That's actually ridiculous.
Yeah,
so that's got a 2K gold swing.
Huge blunder.
Yeah, that means that they get to keep the shrines. That might get sniped, honestly. It is so low. Like, that could just be a morph play at some point. But one of the more difficult ones to reach at this point in the game. So they'll likely be able to hold that for a while.
Yeah. But still, EG overstepping 17-7, 7K net worth lead. Lucky number 7 here.
It looks good
blue.
because they still had like some of their spells up and everything, but the BKB being down on Sumail just changes everything. He can't play quite as aggressively, and he just gets zipped on. And I think the Sunray even ended up finishing him there from Baboka, and yeah, it was.
Now Storm's just about at the Bloodstone as well. There it is.
Stupendous.
Fortunate for him, he couldn't have had it before that fight to get a couple extra charges, but still a good pickup nonetheless. Down bottom, maybe some initiation onto S4. Nope. Aster just back out instead.
So Sylar, throughout all of that, he gets his Radiance. He doesn't have to buy back. He's fine. He's still 1-0-4. Has not died. So that means he's keeping that gold flow incoming. He's going to be up to Yasha soon. Oh.
Well, you cursed him, Trent. Look at that. He walks right into him, and down he goes. Another one for Arteezy.
He was really far out. That's it. He has no buyback.
Yep.
Yeah, he bought out. That was a smart call to buy out. Like, the waves are far enough that it should be okay. Although I wouldn't be surprised. Crit might just blink in here, honestly. I feel like that's worth it.
Jump in onto Arteezy. Storm with the Vortex. Just harassing right now. Drops the Replicate. And becomes a Storm Spirit.
Oh, man, I would want to blink on that tower so bad if I was Crit right now. Just like grab a tree, get on in there.
Womp
Even
it.
Sumail, like, the tower was so low with the wave coming in mid.
EG securing some vision advantage.
And they're just going to go for the easy push here, so. Surely this time they'll grab it and then they can just try and collect themselves and gather over to the shrine. They're not even going to try and defend this too wholeheartedly here. Oh, maybe they are.
I don't know. S4 taking a lot of damage. They're forced to use the Guardian Greaves, but they do finish off the tower.
You go, Cardi. At least the catapult is focused here. And so that means they're going to be holding the Winner's Curse back towards the shrine. No way you can test this from Aster.
No, definitely not. They do pick up a smoke on the Ogre, though, so they might come out to try to do something. Necro does have a Yules as well as a Lotus Orb now.
No way you can test this as Aster.
Well, apparently we were wrong. And they saved the shrine.
I'm a little surprised. They, like, forcing them back when they still have the BKB up. Like, the only thing missing was Morph, I'm pretty sure. But I guess Greaves and Pipe were on cooldown at the time. So very defensive from EG. They also kind of, like,
XXS,
they held back
though,
a little bit, too.
Pretty far forward. He does have some support nearby, but they're just going to jump on him. There's the Yule's Scepter. Now Storm jumps in the back line, trying to finish off the Winter Wyvern, and he is going to get it. Moonlight Shadows come out. Can EG disengage here? It looks like the answer is yes. Limited detection. Dust is used. Now Underlord going to be the target that gets initiated on. He does have the Dark Rift, pops the pipe, and might not have time to use it. The Reaper's Scythe will finish him off. But on the other side, they do finish off Lover. Phoenix Egg gets deployed. Looks like they won't have any way to stop it. And Arteezy will get stunned as the Supernova goes off. He goes down. They bring Fenrir down. Sylar as well, but it's going to cost Sumail his life. Storm's back in the fray thanks to that Bloodstone. and it's a pretty disastrous fight for EG. Not able to find crit here.
Yeah, he hops into the trees. So Lover won't find him, but there's also a regen in top.
Big swing here, Trent.
Yep.
2,300 net worth gain for Aster. Big experience gain as well.
So they push out, they start hunting towards EG onto the shrine. EG retreat, they back away, but it felt like they were kind of retreating out of formation.
Yeah.
And started to get picked off one by one. And that initiation onto S4 didn't look too good. Very optimistic, honestly, from Aster, but the response wasn't there, like, right away from any of the supporting cast. So they quickly burned him down. And then those long zips and initiations from Lover. Again, this guy, he's exactly what this team needed, honestly.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe, Trent. He's really impressed me so far.
It's 1-6-8. The scoreline doesn't look too good, but I feel like now that he has the tools, he is playing quite well.
Yeah.
Then again, he also just lost a bunch of bloodstone charges, so.
Well, he's back at 11. You know, he got some additional charges as they cleaned up that fight, so could have been worse for sure. Now a Rod of Atos is up on S4. Okay, great item on the Underlord.
Ooh, crit goes right in there.
Yeah, gonna catch the Ogre. They'll toss him back to the low ground here, and the big boy gets finished off again. Roche is up. EG
Speaking of the big boy,
starting to move in, and okay, that's Roche too. Likely to go to the Evil Geniuses. No buyback on the Ogre. Don't think Aster can really contest this. And a little easier for EG now. You know, more damage on
when you say they can't contest this, right? Like, what's a guaranteed event when that phrase?
I mean, they can certainly try, but no haunt. It's a little scary.
Arrow. If they go for this kill, the haunt's almost up.
Necro does get brought down, though.
Like, that might be enough.
Does have a buyback. Phoenix caught by the Winner's Curse. Buyback now used by the Necro, and it looks like you were right. They're going to walk out of the pit.
It's actually fine, I think. Like, is the Necrophos. Oh, the only problem is they still can't Roche. If they had any semblance of a decent Roche, so they can't really put that threat into the EG.
Yep. Arrow flies across, hits one of the illusions as crit stuck inside.
He's holding that scythe on XSS. I think he wants a better target.
Oh, S4 going to get left behind, though. Supernova gets used.
Look at XSS. The whole team of EG. He's just in there.
Crit very low. He might be able to get this first kill. He needs that reset. Lover actually comes in and cleans it up. EG in big trouble here. BKB used by Sumail. Trying to get that turn on to Lover. Does bring him down, but again, it cost him his life. Sumail will use the buyback.
They got to get this Necro.
It's another great fight.
Got to find. I mean,
he's low on cooldowns, but they can't finish him off.
If you guys were wondering why he is a first pick overall hero, he just walked into form. Fenrir will walk into an arrow, too.
Yeah. But they get Roche on the Dire side, and now it's Sylar who's got Aegis Cheese. Trent, Aster.
Game one, baby.
Aster might be doing it again. It's only a 1K net worth lead for EG overall. You look at that gold graph, and it hasn't updated quite yet, but it's about to take a downward spiral in favor of Team Aster. Unfortunately for the Storm Spirit, he died again, so he's now down to 8 Bloodstone charges, but huge for the Spectre. I mean, Sylar is officially online now. The Spectre went from non-factor to a real threat.
Yeah, he's pretty scary. It's so weird how a game can shift like that. Like, you arrow this Necrophos, and you're like, oh, sick, we can just kill Necro. And that actually slows down your Roche to the point where suddenly they have a haunt available when they wouldn't have had it. You could have just, like, taken the Aegis if you left him stunned there. At the same time, though, forcing out that buyback from the Necrophos, this game could potentially run into some problems, right, if they just get that kill on the Necrophos. He has the cheese, so it's difficult. And again, do they not have a scythe once more? Oh, sorry, they don't have a Spirit Vessel again, right? It's like another game from EG where they're not earning it up here.
Spirit Vessel pretty good against Necro. Interesting. So what does the Spectre go for next year? He's just hit level 20.
It's actually 3 games in a row where they haven't bought an urn. I'm just making sure I'm not crazy. That's so weird.
Yeah, missing out on some value. But Spectre level 20 gets that 500 extra health, so this is a break point for him. What do you build next in this game?
Just watching this mid lane. XS is really close. This is the guy they need to keep alive.
Yep. Moonlight Shadow. Not much time left. Will expire.
The hesitation for EG, it's so tempting. They're just like right there. And you see the pings from Aster, like, oh snap. They were just all hanging out there.
Spectre with Manta, Aegis, I don't know. I wouldn't want to jump on that either.
No. They don't want to burn like Winter's Curse or something just for the Aegis. Although Winter's Curse, again, just not a huge factor this game. Were you saying what's Sylar going for next?
Yep.
Is that what you were wondering?
Mm-hmm.
How does Heart look this game? Looks kind of
okay. Pretty good. sort of my first thought.
It's certainly, you know, you want a survivability item, and nothing else really seems necessary. I don't think he needs a BKB.
There is going to be a butterfly coming out on Arteezy's Morphling. They don't really have a great solution for that on the side of Aster.
Yeah. And I do
Spectre,
think
not an MKB kind of hero.
No, not a big fan. And I think he needs the some sort of survivability, and it's mostly a magic-based lineup from EG, so that's why I look right to Heart. I don't think you need the BKB. You want to focus on dispersion.
Heart on the way for Necro as well. He's got that Reaver.
That's nice with the Sunray and all the heal.
Reaver now. They're going to get this kill onto the Ogre. Nice arrow from Sumail as well. Not going to be able to get any more here, though. They do defend that tier 2, and Aster will just have to back up.
Crit's just like in between the team and the shrine. He might just get caught here.
I think so. Sort of an awkward position. Now Sylar is going to be inbound. Hits him with a dagger. And nowhere for the Rockman to go.
And they can't finish off Bobica. He slips out of there.
Buyback also used by Fenrir. Now Aster seem to be the ones kind of controlling the tempo of this game. BKB picked up on Storm. A game changer for this hero for sure. Also getting a lot of farm as he clears out that big wave bottom.
Prepping for the bounding runes here. Going to bring down the Underlord and see, oh, the Storm Spirit.
He's pretty low on mana.
I mean, he has his BKB, but he's so low.
I don't know if you want to waste that 10-second charge.
Oh my God.
He didn't even suicide either.
That, I mean, I can understand how you're not expecting that, but that really hurt. That's just like a death for no reason, right?
Yeah.
Like you're out here pushing this wave with no resources.
Is there any reason not to suicide
BKB.
there? Is that just
I think he thought he might make it out. That's the only thing I could think of. He thought maybe he'd get a zip dodge and something.
I mean, he had like 15% mana or something. It was just not the place to be. Good use of the Dark Rift, though, to get so many heroes there so quickly so they could actually capitalize on that.
Yeah. The old bounty room bait.
Oh, look at this. Sumail also going for a butterfly. I think EG reading this very well that Aster really don't have a good MKB carrier.
I mean, do they do any physical damage anyway, though? Like, honestly? Physical damage is pretty low from Aster overall.
Yes.
So I don't think it's...
But it'll become more relevant the longer the game goes on. Storm relies on right clicks for a lot of his damage. So
yeah. I think it's just mostly like it is a defensive item that also has mostly offensive implications this match.
Correct, yeah. It feels like a value pickup here, I guess. Arrow flies through, going to be off the mark, but this Phoenix going in deep does get off the Supernova. They're going to try to focus it down. Do they have the damage? Yes, but Boca falls first. BKB's popped a huge amount of damage coming in this fight. It's Sylar that's very low, but he still has the Aegis. Not the target you want to go for if you're EG here. Reaper's Scythe does not finish off crit. Just barely survives. 10 HP as he walks away. It's not over yet, though.
He almost burned to death there. I think Aster been baited in by a bad egg here. Feels like a little bit of an unnecessary fight. Then Bobica buys back. He doesn't have egg. It feels like they just lost a lot for absolutely nothing.
Yep. It's not a huge amount. It's about a 1K net worth swing, so certainly an advantage for EG.
Though, dude. They wasted the Scythe. Like,
no, you're right.
It's not good. No
bad fight.
Now this gives an option in for the Radiant to push here if EG want to maybe wait for the Winner's Curse. Again, Winner's Curse not even that great. It's honestly just like, I like how Fly was using it to push the Necro just on the side. He's just like, okay, I'm just going to curse this guy. Just like keep him out of the engagement for a little bit, protect my teammates from the possibilities of the Scythe.
Heart secured on Sylar now, by the way.
Hearting it up, and finally going to get the Shrine here.
He's going to go for a butterfly himself.
Surely, Aster will not contest. So Arteezy goes for the Shrine, but no egg, no haunt.
I think this time actually pretty hard to contest. No haunt, yeah, there's nothing. It's going to be a freebie. Arteezy gets some gold for the team. Butterfly Gaming. Scotty going to be up next for our Morphling. 37 minutes in and pretty strikingly even here. Both teams just kind of sectioned off their side of the map right now. Kind of that moment as we're transitioning from mid-game to late game. Both sides kind of waiting for the other to make a mistake that they can capitalize on. Now the second heart picked up for Aster in the hands of the Necrophos. So their whole team feeling beefy, feeling strong, gearing up for this next big team fight. Still a little ways off Roche. Another minute until we see what the RNG timer looks like, but certainly one that Aster would like to secure if possible. Now the smoke.
Into Moonlight with Haunt.
And they've
Who's got the detection?
got a ward down here on the high ground.
It's all on Phoenix. Dropping some sentries from the Ogre.
Sylar initiated on first. Bit of Malice comes down.
Not the toss back they wanted.
Yeah, kind of an awkward angle for both sides here. Aster on the low ground, not feeling very confident charging up, but EG know they need to be careful.
I mean, Sumail finds the range creep and all of that, so.
XXS, look at this. He just walks into the entire team. He has Yules and Lotus, so it's relatively safe, but long-range zip into the back line. Arteezy about to get scythed, and he will actually survive through it as he pops the BKB. They bring down Baboka, but still looks like it could be a fight that Aster
nice
takes right into the winner's curse indeed. S4 trying to do as much damage as he can, but they can't finish off the kills.
He's been ditched. Team. There we go. The run back.
S4 got Glimmer Cape, so he'll be okay. And now XXX gets brought down. Aster in big trouble. They lose Fenrir as well. Sylar gets pinged out. He's on the run. But EG want this Spectre dead. I don't think they'll be able to close the gap. However, a devastating team fight for the Dire.
And the Necro's actually bought out. I thought that was just going to be because of his timer, but he actually is back on it. He's just lost all of his gold at this point. Still only like a 2K swing, but it's mostly the timing at this point. And fortunately for them, it's going to be very long. Roche, on the other hand, maybe if that Roche is there, they don't instantly come for your base. So
True.
EG maybe considering the full-on push here. The Greaves going to be popped a little bit early on here. Start restoring, getting everyone back up, having them ready by the time you actually have a real engagement. And Bobica, a lot of pressure on him this time.
Charging right up to the high ground we go.
No haunt. This could just easily be game here.
There's the glyph right away. Storm trying to zip through to clear out this creep wave, but not able to finish them all off. No concerns about backdoor for EG here, and they will finish the tier 3.
Spectre is just so weak in this scenario without the haunt. Feels like a completely different hero.
Yep. Necro still down for 40 seconds without buyback. Ogre a little too far forward. He'll get brought down first.
I mean, there's some issues there with Morphin Ogre.
Oh, no. They jump in onto the Phoenix as well. Not able to get off the Supernova, and that's 2 more down. Neither of them have buyback, and this could just be GG here, Trent.
Morph Ogre is a very interesting combination there. You just become the Ogre. For some reason, you get to keep multicast, and I'm sure Fender is not too happy about it at the moment.
Yep.
But I mean, sure, he's did anyway. He wasn't multicast, but they're at least going to get Megas here.
Yeah, it might not end right here, but this is pretty crippling damage. They go in onto the Spectre. Necro up in just a couple of seconds here. There's the Haunt used by Sylar. Long-range zip. BKB used by Lover, trying to grab these kills in the back line, but just can't finish anyone off. And we'll have to head back to the high ground. So they do keep this last tier 3 standing. It's a decent defense from Aster, but so much damage done to their base.
Okay. I mean, it cost them the haunt, but that's fine. It should be
hold.
enough time that, yeah, it'll be back up when the next engagement occurs. They are very unlikely to find Roche, that is for sure. I mean, or like find the Roche fight, rather. Of course, we know that they already have some issues. And there's a DD rune.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so.
Should be easy. Radiant Courier scouting it out, so they know
They could
right
actually
away.
bottle this DD instead here, too, potentially, and just hold it for another push to end the game, rather than actually using it.
Small moment of indecision, just waiting on the high ground. Smoke gets broken. Lover sees it and goes, uh-oh, I don't want to be here. He tries to turn around, but it's too late. He gets dropped immediately. Brilliant positioning from EG as the winner's curse comes out onto the Ogre. Locks 3 of them in place. Arteezy turns into the Phoenix, doing as much damage as he can. Now the BKB used by Sumail.
Not getting a whole lot with it, honestly.
Buyback from the Storm. EG playing this a little bit careful. Double damage rune now spawns down bottom.
Well, my term, says Team Aster. See if they can use it to their advantage, but
still good stuff for EG. A lot of economic damage done there, forcing that buyback.
yeah, and the haunt being used too. Or sorry, the haunt is actually not back up yet. My mistake.
So, yeah, it's a long one, dude. Two full minutes.
My goodness. I still just hold the pit. It's a buyback. We got 7-second BKB on the Storm. Haunt's up in 10 seconds, so that's going to send Sylar to the base. He just wants to be full resources when it's time. And I don't know, the strat of XXS just walking in has had its ups and downs. It worked well earlier. The last time didn't look too great.
Yeah.
Ended up being all of them wiped here.
Oh, they know that they're in the pit. Roche still very healthy. Arrow still connects on the Necro.
Sunray heals so much with the heart.
Yeah, it really does. But now, on the other side, BKB's
That's
used to try to
Wyvern.
finish off the Winter Wyvern. Fly actually still alive, making some space for his team. Survives longer than planned. Will use the buyback pretty much straight away. Supernova's already gone off, and now the Dark Rift from S4 trying to make the Exodus. And he does make it out just in time as the Reaper's Scythe connects.
Yeah, had enough HP, survives.
Whew, that was a close one.
And that was like 70% of Storm's mana just to kill the Wyvern. And he has to, because Fly has been on point.
Yep.
And at this point, there's enough damage from everyone on EG that it doesn't really matter about the damage inside the curse. It's more about just setting up for the follow-up from Sumail, Crit, and Arteezy.
Daggers flying all over the place here as the Pit of Malice comes down, connects on 2. Sylar in the front line.
No Egg, no Haunt, no Scythe.
I mean, Aster know how important this Roche is. They can't hand it over to EG because then this game basically just ends.
I mean, they also see Storm in the base.
It's true.
So EG possibly thinking about pushing in here.
Look at Sylar, dude. He's just getting brought down, tossed back right into the team, and Spectre will get killed. Does have the buyback, uses it straight away. Still 50 seconds on Haunt. Aster doing a pretty good job delaying this Roche, but I don't think EG are too upset about
It's
it.
just like a bog battle here, man. So sloggy, back and forth. Like, ugh.
Ooh.
One hero dies, takes forever. Constantly holding that pit. EG just welcoming it.
Ogre gets caught by Arteezy.
Don't worry. He has buyback.
Good.
It's okay. We can keep doing this.
This is just mid-wars right now. There it is. Lots more economic damage. Now up to 16K net worth favor for EG. Oh, Winter's Curse. Used on the Necro.
Not
No one else
ideal.
going to be caught by it. But Baboka almost caught by Crit. Now they'll go hard onto the Necro. Does get the Yule's Scepter to reset. BKB used by Lover as he jumps
That
in.
egg, it might save him.
Necro actually survives for now. They're going to catch Fly off to the side, and he'll go down next. EG in full retreat.
Scythe in 5 seconds.
Morphling relatively low. He's going to burn down. Still able to survive.
Oh,
Crit
what a
trying to
stun by
run
Crit.
back in. He is going to make enough space for most of his team to get out. Nice Pit of Malice as Sumail's doing so much damage. The Scythe not enough to finish off Crit. And now it's Aster that are in a little bit of trouble. A lot of low HP heroes. But can EG finish off these kills? XXS in a little too far. That'll be the dieback for him. Fenrir now trying to finish off Sumail, but he has to go in deep. It'll cost him his life, and he doesn't get anything for it. But Boca may follow suit. S4 trying to charge in. Crit on the back line. So many low HP heroes, but Aster are running out of resources. Buybacks being used by both sides. 2 on EG, 1 on Aster. Right now, they are on the defensive, though, with S4 on the hunt.
They know it's the last fight. That's why they're going in like that. It feels like that was their last opportunity. They just kind of like keep chasing further and further.
It's a big swing in favor of Aster, but this means EG will secure the Roshan.
Yeah.
And this is going to be close to the final blow for our dire squad.
It all just depends on the speed that they can get up here. I mean, the wave's already pushing up top for EG. They have these Greaves. There's really no reason anyone has to go home. Pretty much full resources.
Yep.
I don't feel the need to wait for Fly. No offense, Fly. Think they're good. Necrophos is certainly the key hero, but
Right now, the Underlord hanging on to the Refresher Shard. Interesting. They might just pass it over when the time is right, but I guess they don't really have a great Shard carrier this game. No, like Chronosphere or something like that.
Pretty bad heroes overall, honestly.
Pretty low cooldown type
Mirana's
spells.
probably one of the best ones just for like all the items and spells.
Even her Moonlight Shadow is only a 30-second cooldown now. But BKBs, of course, that's the other thing. It refreshes your items. So having a second BKB in these fights is pretty massive. Tier 3 goes down, so just naked barracks up top for Aster. Not too far away from Mega Creeps. Definitely feels like EG's game right now, Trent. S4 with 4,600 gold as well.
Yeah, they've had a lot of comebacks in this series. There's no question about that for Aster. This will be another pretty miraculous one if they can somehow manage it.
Fenrir is 0-16 this game. An absolutely brutal match for the Ogre.
He's ogring it up, all right? Leave a man alone. He's just trying to smash Ogre.
Oh, speaking of Ogre, arrow almost hits him. S4 up on the front lines. Almost gets killed by the Scythe. Does get brought down, but doesn't actually get the extra time on the respawn. Sort of an awkward positioning, though.
He died so fast.
Yeah.
The power of percent-based.
I think maybe a
Phoenix
Lincoln
just,
Sphere on the Underlord would be a good call here with all that gold he's got pulled up.
I think they can just pop it so easily. It's not even worth it, honestly.
Yeah, that's a fair point, I suppose.
He'll just get like, I mean, if it's Necro, he'll just use you, right? He's not even gonna worry about it.
Yeah. Okay.
He, I don't know. I can see why he's struggling. Just like, what do I even need? Like, I've kind of done the Underlord job, right?
Well, not really a Crimson Guard kind of game.
No, certainly
Maybe.
not.
I mean, I guess he could go for Heart himself.
Dude, he can buy a Spirit Vessel. I would be okay. The only
Yeah,
problem is when you buy them this late, you never get any charges.
Right.
But I would not hate it. Just, again, this Phoenix and just all these hearts now, right? You got 2 heroes with hearts.
Yeah, I guess Heart against Necro isn't really ideal.
AC is obviously a fine choice, so
Okay.
he can look towards that one. It's just expensive. It's another like pricey aura.
Yeah.
But they only need that last set. Not the best Megas. I mean, no team's really spectacular against Megas. God, this Storm
Some are definitely better than others. You know, and Medusa, for example, incredible against Megas. You know, there's a couple heroes that thrive pretty well in that kind of scenario.
They might give this Tome to Storm so he can just have 25 to keep the waves out, right?
I'm into it.
And do his constant annoying with the Remnant talent.
Oh, yes. Storm probably some of the most lopsided level 25 talents.
If that happens, you're going to be really sad as Bobka. I guess he's close up to 20. That'll be fine anyway. He's also getting quite a bit of experience from zipping on these waves, so it might not even be necessary. He only needs like 4 more waves of doing that.
Do you think the overload going through Magic Immunity is the worst 25 talent?
It's
got to be up there.
There's some pretty spectacularly bad ones. I don't know if that's the absolute worst.
It's bottom 2%, I'd say.
Oh, well, Storm is bottom. They're back.
Up top, here's the initiation.
Arteezy just takes the second health bar of the Spectre. He's not really going to care about the skills, honestly.
Yep.
Use that Spurge and try and push in a bit.
Light Shadow already been used. That's a Radiant Sentry down, but Dire also have one on the high ground, so both teams with detection in this general area. Difficult for EG here.
Storm's going to grab. Oh, it stops actually. Doesn't go in for the wave.
Oh, we got a pause.
Sound.
Okay.
Awkward.
Yeah, this is a pretty tense moment in this game.
A tough time, but you know, got to make sure you're at full capacity. So no hate.
Aster are holding on pretty darn well, though, Trent. They've been up against the ropes for a while, 2 lanes of barracks down, and I mean, they're hanging in there. It's a pretty serious deficit. The net worth not looking great, but like they're kind of stalling the bleeding, right?
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, it just takes one though. It's like one bad egg. If this egg just goes down from Bobka, they probably just lose. You know what I mean? It's a ton of pressure on them, and they made it work in game 1 because they went through that situation about 6 times and they somehow fought back. So. They only need a couple more this time to really turn this around in favor of Spectre and the Storm Spirit. It's hard for the like the slow burn here. A lot of the pressure's on Sumail. I feel like he's the best tower hitter they have. He has a little bit of range in there. But Crit whiffs his chance, but he's got the Blink and the Force, so he can take a couple shots at it.
Like Mirana in these kind of situations.
It's only 30 seconds of Aegis.
So nice to be able to just chuck arrows like that, though. You know, if you hit one, it gives you a good initiation.
Yeah, sometimes it like... It makes people panic, and then you just jump on someone else.
Yeah. Well, kind of like that. Crit jumps in, gets the toss back. Ogre goes down first. No buyback available. Necrophos getting chipped down by the Firestorm. But just like that, it's a 4v5.
Only the Storm buyback remaining at this point.
Is this a fake back here for EG? Aegis does get reclaimed. And looks like it will just be a proper retreat.
I don't know, Storm kind of busy on that bottom wave. But yeah, guess without the Aegis, they're not feeling too confident. Go back, get their bounty runes. You know, you guys go grab a drink. You got how much time until Roosh might respawn? 2.5 minutes. So get going now. Be quick.
I would say the chances for Aster to turn this around are pretty low, but Storm's getting to that point where he's pretty damn scary. He's got the Orchid. He's going to have a Scythe of Vice before too long. 2 pretty game-changing items. Storm also pretty incredible at pushing out the waves like this. Not many heroes can do it the same kind of relative ease as he can.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about like the one good egg, the one good Scythe, right? You know, some big multicast. There's a couple wondrous ways this could be fought back here for old Aster. They don't have a whole lot to grow on, and most of their cores. I mean, the Necrophos, the last one, is going to be cracking at 25. And in terms of cores, and his 25 is just, it's not a late game.
Let's take a look here. What do we got?
It's not that great. It's Death Pulse or Heartstopper, or it's like, it's pretty bad. You know, it's not really anything that helps in big 25 team fights. But anyway, they're in there.
Whoa, Winner's Curse gets dropped on the Necro.
Just a stall, really.
Arrow does connect, but
EG coming back in a little bit here. S4.
They really want it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they, you know, it looks like a dog chasing a car there. I don't know what those two heroes are going to do against a Spectre, frankly, but back they go, and they're going to do some sneaky plays.
Bottom. Sumail does not go with them, though.
When they instantly kill the, they're going to know that they're there more than likely. Just because they use the gem, I'm assuming is what they had.
Interesting that, okay.
Yeah, gem
Well,
on crit.
that's kind of it. Although, Sylar, he's going to step out, and oh, he's completely alone. Manta style, trying to buy himself some time, but no hope to survive unless Lover gets here in time to turn this around. Spectre's still very low. They're trying to finish him off, and Arteezy does indeed get it. Lover now basically out of mana, playing some Ring Around the Rosie against Fly. He'll keep himself alive. On the other side, Reaper Scythe comes out. Sumail survives at first, but gets brought down. Buyback has been used by Sylar now, and they're going to press forward. They want more. Still some economic damage done. S4 TP's out. But Aster hold.
Yeah, Sumail does have buyback. If he was going to need it, it's just like 20 seconds away. So he is saving, but unlikely to be required. But Roche, I mean, maybe if they get an early spawn, that would be kind of ridiculous here for Aster. They are at the point where they can kill Roche.
Yes.
I mean, you have enough items at this point that hopefully your heroes can kill it at 54 minutes. It still won't be spectacularly fast here. He actually goes for the Heartstopper Aura.
Interesting.
I guess they're just both so. Doesn't really matter. At least when you're stunned, the aura still works.
It is a pretty quick Roche respawn. 45 seconds. Probably not fast enough to force a Sumail buyback, but
it's just so unlikely to get in the position for it.
Yeah. Heartstopper.
Goes for a late blink here on XSS. I like this. That's the way that you can actually try and make plays as Necro, right? Buy this blink dagger, try and get a good scythe down.
Yep. BKB now picked up on the Spectre. The Ghost is pretty much slotted at this point. Obviously,
10-second BKB at 54 minutes. This is pretty nice.
It's something.
Like with the dispersion, so they have to like shoot through the BKB and cut through a lot of that magic immunity. So it's just gonna be like constant right clicks from them, dispersing that back, and then when he has the spells available, I don't know.
Dark Rift going to be used down bottom. He's pulling Arteezy to push out the lane. He might find Fenrir. No, they're both just going to TP out. All right. Roshan is up. This is Roche 4.
And Haunt's ready in 5 seconds, so. Everyone ready to rock and roll here. As Scythe also returns to the Necrophos.
This is one hell of a stalemate, though, here, Trent. Even if EG do manage to close out this game, got to give some props to Aster for hanging on for so long and making this such an epic battle.
Yeah, it feels like EG, game one, they were like too slow, maybe a little too patient. They got a little too greedy with the Roches.
Yep.
This time I actually feel like it's fair. I do think it's an accurate way that they should be playing. It's very slow, but I can see why they feel the need to do this. Because it is just like one moment that could turn this in favor of Aster.
Yeah. Now Roshan will be the victim of EG's damage. Pretty easy kill. Pretty EG kill. And Fly's going to be the one to grab the Refresher Orb. So that'll be a double Winter's Curse. Or Refresher Shard, rather.
So it's 30-second cooldown on it. Because he used it last time.
Okay, Shiva's guard is out. MKB now on the Morphling. In case Arteezy was not doing enough damage before, he is going to absolutely shred now. Of course, there's a butterfly up on the Spectre, so great item choice. Now Moonlight Shadow used. Storm trying to clear out the waves. S4 with an attempted Pit of Malice there, but
that was actually so dangerous if they had cursed him.
Yeah. No, Sylar does not have a buyback. Still 4.5 minutes.
Actually, Necrophos is the only one. They're going to tick into it now for Storm. Just a moment, and then the GPM talents are slowly bringing it back for the Ogre and the Phoenix. Phoenix needs some bounty runes or something. He's quite a ways away from buyback. once again, it feels like EG just can't really find an answer to hit these buildings. They keep bringing their bodies to the same spots, but they can't really get Sumail in. They're looking for a kill to open up first with, or they want to force that bad egg. And they've been really patient.
Still, I mean, they're not even like able to chip at the ranged barracks or anything.
No.
It feels like we've seen this so many times where S4 wants to go up to the high ground, but knows that they can burst him surprisingly fast.
They want that arrow into a blink toss.
S4 just trying to bait stuff out. Now Crit jumping in. Winner's Curse used onto the Spectre. It's not
arrow follow-up does hit.
Do too much. Maybe the arrow will be enough. Sumail jumps in, but now Sumail getting very low. He might die right here.
Oh, they're not finishing that Spectre. Another curse.
Does survive.
It's
There's that second Winner's Curse. Oh, he comes out onto the BKB, but they do kill Sumail. He buys back straight away. And they've only lost the Phoenix.
All right, they're going for this timing, though. They're saying, all right, Haunt is down. We're going in. Take the high ground. Hold.
Remember, there is still a glyph available for the Dire Storm. Zipping in and out.
The wave.
Trying to clear this. The wave is gone.
But they're in bottom. It's fine.
It's Morphling. Oh, wow. Lover barely survives. This is such a tense moment. EG trying to finish it here. Like you said, creeps in the base, doing damage to the tier 4s. They're forced to glyph earlier than planned. Remaining tier 4 at about half HP. EG still playing this so carefully.
Yeah, Greaves are almost back. Go right back in.
Malice comes out onto the Spectre. Remember, no buyback, so Spectre dies here. This will likely end. Phoenix, though, up in 15, does still have the egg if they can hold for that long.
Well, likewise, if they can find Sumail, it puts a little bit of pressure on old EG here.
Yep.
Man, RT 14-1-17 this game, too. I mean, he's been given a lot of these Aegis and everything, too, but he's had a very nice game.
Now at about 5k HP. And I'm curious where he's going to go from here. He's ditched the boots, so getting close to just completely slotted. A lot of big ticket items on this guy right now.
Managing to find some vision across the map. They just lost a couple words expiring here from the side of Aster, but at least they can sort of spot out where some of these movements are coming from the side of EG. The question is, can they actually capitalize on it and find anything? Crit buying a very late Vlad. Just trying to find something to help end this game, something that still lets him have his buyback. That'll be the choice.
60-minute Vlads.
Yep.
Oh, right. Dark Rift. Arteezy getting very low. Does use the BKB, and they get out. Okay, so they bait out a Reaper's Scythe. That's something. I mean, I guess the Vlads at this point, it is a way to basically give the Morphling a 7th item. So
yeah, pretty much.
It's actually not a bad choice. A Lincoln Sphere going to be coming out on the Tiny next. Definitely a good choice.
If he can get there. He also has that, he's gone for that full toss build too, and it still hasn't really paid off. Like, we haven't seen this, like, toss back to some random spot, try and get the finishing blow.
I think some of that is a credit to Aster and their positioning.
Yeah.
They've definitely not made it easy for Crit to find those openings.
It's also just the thought, like, if Haunt is up, he can't really make that play because it just opens him up to a bad situation where the Haunt comes out, and then suddenly if they toss him like Fenrir, he still gets off a stun. If they toss him the Necrophos, he's never going to die. And they might even still get off an egg or something, too, if you try and do it to the Phoenix. So it's just not really a great way to open the fight. And they go for a Daedalus on Sumail. And, of course, he has a long time on his buyback, so he has fully spent out.
He is scary, though. Yes, Marana's hitting hard.
It feels like they just need some chaos behind the racks or something. Like, it's one of those games, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you need like a 4v5, distract them, and then have somebody else shove in a lane.
They just don't have enough tower damage, though, anyway. Like, Sumail's fully spec'd for a player.
Spectre, though, pretty far out of the base. Does have some teammates nearby, but they're not that close. They force the BKB from Sylar. Now Storm zips in. Moonlight Shadow deployed. They use the Guardian Greaves.
They held that Haunt, though. That is one thing Aster have going for them right now. Even though they've wasted the BKB, the Haunt is a big deal.
Scythe up in 10.
Crit still looking for his moment here. He has the blink. He has the toss. Can he find something?
He's thinking about it. They want to jump in onto Sylar, and Arteezy does it. Winter's Curse used on the Ogre.
They're going for the buildings.
All right.
That is the strat, actually. That is something they've been missing.
I mean,
that's the play.
They have to do something different, and that's it. They get the ranged barracks, they go back to safety, and as long as there's no glyph, they can basically rinse and repeat and just do that again.
Oh, they can even wait out this Arcane Rune, put it on S4 and do it again.
That's true. Dark Rift will be up after the glyph is up, so they'll have to do it twice to get the megas. We're kind of at that point, though. Like, how much do the megas really matter, though? Is it that much of a game changer? It's a step in the right direction, obviously, because then you're focusing on finishing the game instead of trying to finish off these barracks. But
they still have pretty terrible, like, creep. I mean, the Spectre's still so single-target focused. Like, at that point, the Radiance isn't doing all that much. You know what I mean? That's when you need, like, the Split Shot or the Battle Furies to really be having a decent impact.
Yeah, you need, like, Maelstroms and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it matters a lot, for sure.
Okay.
It doesn't mean the game's over, but it makes it much harder to play.
Yeah. Gotcha. Octarine Core, available on the Necrophos, so now that Reaper's Scythe down to 90 seconds. And Storm Spirit, he's at the point where he's looking at Moonshard coming up for his next item. Just about completely slotted, except for upgrading that Orchid. Still a Bloodthorn that can come out, but Initiation, they'll catch the Phoenix first, and Baboka gets popped immediately. No buyback available. This is a proper 5v4. Fenrir also getting locked down. He'll go down next. He's got the buyback, though. He will use it.
All alone here.
It's a dieback now for him. Winner's Curse comes down. It catches all three. This could be it. This is huge. The BKB Spectre is going to survive a little bit longer than planned. They turn onto Lover, and Aster are just getting ripped apart. EG are finally doing it as the buybacks come. Storm and the Spectre trying to get back into the fray. They bring down Arteezy. They still actually manage to hold on after all that.
That's Arteezy. That's Sumail. These buybacks used.
I mean, it's a lot of economic damage. There's 3 buybacks for Aster, but that's the 2 big cores down, and they're going to extend.
They just can't close. Oh, what an obnoxious game to have to play into. These are always so frustrating.
Yeah.
But it is slowly over time still going the way of Evil Geniuses. There's no denying that. There's no massive tower hitter on the side of Aster either, right? Like, even if they win some sort of a fight, it's going to be really hard to force these buybacks in a situation where EG actually feel threatened that they're going to lose a hell of a lot.
Yeah, to actually get barracks themselves, they kind of need to wipe EG twice.
Yeah, pretty much.
And EG have been a little bit liberal with their buybacks. Sumail's obviously still on cooldown for about the remainder of his death timer.
But like we talked about EG adjusting, right, where they went for this play with the Dark Rift, that's exactly what we just saw from Aster. They adjusted. They took that fight outside the base because they knew that they were just going to do it again, right?
Yeah.
So it's a really nice sign from Aster. Like, these guys are very smart. I mean, of course they are. It's for, like, the most well-known heroes you know from China. It's because it's a new team. It's not surprising that they have this veteran presence and good thoughts in the late game.
Oh, it's a good call, though. A great read on the game, and it's actually going to give them a bit of a leg up here. The Bloodthorn now comes out on the Storm, so they do have a tool to kill these pretty beefy heroes on the side of EG. They don't force the buyback onto the Morphling, but they only get a tier 2 out of it. Roche 5 going to be up before too long, Trent, about 90 seconds.
Oh, I mean, you need a Roche 5. I mean, what kind of a... I mean, is it even a good Dota game if you don't have 5 Roches?
Well, you know, to each their own. At that point, though, where you almost can't really handle the Roche spoils. I guess Aegis...
It is weird how that actually has become a little bit of a thing lately, where you're getting these kind of weirder heroes with shards and everything, because the other heroes just don't have slots.
So, and are they going to find somebody here? Arteezy, front lines, BKB used by Lover. Arteezy gets dropped. He's got the buyback, but on the sideline for a long time.
And now Crit kind of left back there.
Winner's Curse does slow things down a little bit. There's the buyback used for Arteezy. They manage to kill him again, though. He's going to be dead for so long, Trent.
Yeah, they have the Ag, but they don't have the Haunts. Everyone's a little low on resources. No Greaves over here. So Aster just going to kind of slow roll it back on up to the high ground, not knowing that Roche is about 30 seconds away.
That was a big kill, though. Look at that net worth graph, and it's starting to trend back into their favor. Well, it will in a moment.
Only about a 15K lead now at this point.
And graph's a little slow on the math. It takes it a minute to do the calculations.
Let's make sure it gets it right. There's no Haunt here, and there is a Spectre showing in the bottom lane. They're not going to walk into that high ground. That honestly felt like it could have been bad for Aster.
Yeah. Double damage down bottom.
Oh, in the pit. XSS just blinks right in and fly. Panic blinks back.
Both teams know it's up, though. Daedalus out on Arteezy. He is actually slotted now.
Oh my god, the positioning here is terrifying me right now. Like, there's no Spectre. They're playing so aggressively. It's like they're trying to mind game EG that they somehow have Haunt.
It's working, though. EG is not going to take the bait. They are very hesitant to jump into an initiation. They've tried that a few times this game already, and there have been a number of backfires. They're going to catch Fenrir, I think. He actually survives for now. BKBs get used. The Reaper's Scythe comes out a little early. Morphling, though, the target that they want. S4 trying to send them back. They lose Lover. They lose Baboka. And EG go down bottom. They don't go home. S4 with an interesting call. There is a glyph, and there is a buyback on the Phoenix. I don't think EG will be able to end here or even kill this tier 4, but it was a good thought. And it does force a pretty low-risk buyback on the Phoenix.
Yeah, and they have enough sustain with like these Greaves and everything that they shouldn't have to go back to base. And if you go back to base, that at least opens up a window where those heroes maybe can push in the pit and get better positioning over you or something. And just staying closer on the map.
You know, we didn't mention it, Trent, but the Winter Wyvern, level 25, huge talent, the 2-second stun on Splinter Blast.
That is true, like following up from the curse and everything. It's been a little bit hard to execute because like the later BKBs that were coming out. At this point, though, Spectre's BKB is actually on the Courier. Doesn't even want it anymore. Siler's done with that thing. He's like, I will take it when you are ready. He's currently on cooldown.
Arteezy grabs himself the Aegis now as Roche 5 goes the way of EG.
And probably, yep, Shard once again from Fly. Man, he's having some serious slot issues. As you're saying, like the Windlace is now on the ground. He's holding this gem.
Yep. Wants to get a
They're
side
going in
device
without
as
him.
well. S4, very aggressive positioning here. Not going to be punished, though. He'll be all right.
All right.
Now Sumail jumps in. Fenrir able to survive thanks to the Ghost Scepter, but still in pretty deep. Tosses all over the place. BKB used by Arteezy.
They have the Dark Rift in 20. I feel like they just need to, like they caught them off guard a little bit for sure, and now they're going to get some vision on the high ground. But I feel like you just wait for the Rift.
Well, there's the glyph. So they will be able to do that Rift play if they want to. Arteezy, he's the one with the Aegis. Yep. Can definitely afford to play aggressive here.
Creeps are in bottom too. The perfect moment is here once more. They can just go for it. The Rift's up now.
This is finally the perfect storm for EG.
Arrow
connects.
Get, Arrow. Get the buildings.
No, they're going to go for XXS. They're going to toss him back. S4, he's used it. They need to focus the buildings, though. I think they used that Dark Rift just a little bit too early.
I mean, there was definitely a miscommunication there. Unless they were trying to do some really odd play. Like, toss the Necrophos into us and then walk past him.
Throw the Necro into us so that we can all teleport away.
It's a 70-minute game. You know?
It's hard. I mean, that's the thing. It looks easy that first time we saw it where they commit for the barracks and Dark Rift out, but you know, there's no going back once you use that Dark Rift. It's a one-way street. Evil geniuses on the brink of taking this game, but still struggling so much. I don't think any of the Roche spoils were used there. They still have Refresher and the Aegis. Cheese also still in the hands of the Underlord, so I think EG also okay to play it safe because they did force the glyph, right? And obviously the Dark Rift will come up way before that, another 50 seconds, 100%. And then that'll be their perfect window.
If they take it.
If they take it, yeah.
Dyer's middle tower is under
Aster
attack.
just back into similar positioning here. They've really worked out how to do this high ground defense at this point. I feel like everyone stands in the same spot every time. EG probably have a nice little blueprint of what's been going on here.
Nice Pit of Malice. They actually forced the BKB out on Arteezy. Arrow will connect onto Fenrir.
I mean, Arteezy can just now swap into Scotty, honestly. Over here now. Oh, taking out the Daedalus, I see, okay.
Aster still able to hold on right now. EG are split, just trying to shove in these waves in the other lanes.
And they hold. Dun dun.
Seems to be the recurring theme of this game.
Oh.
And Aster hold.
Sumail's like, yeah, I saw that Reddit clip. Throwing some arrows at these waves. See if I can catch this Storm Spirit. GG.
That would be a pretty epic way for this game to end, I'll be honest with you.
I mean, I feel like I'd be a little disappointed at that point.
Yeah, maybe so.
He's got buyback now anyway, so that will not be the game ender. And it's only Arteezy and Phoenix with timers remaining now on the buybacks. Yeah. And allies disappear once more. I hope you're not tired of hearing that one, folks, because it never ends with that Mirage 25 talent.
Moonlit Shadow. Who are they going to find, though? It's actually S4, Reaper's Scythe. Not going to be enough for a kill, but S4 is still getting very low, and they will commit for it and find the kill. He buys back to get into this fight. XXS also low on the back line, still able to survive in double digits worth of HP. They killed the Tiny. 2 buybacks. That's like a 10K net worth swing right there, Trent.
Nothing. They got absolutely nothing. The Spirit Vessel kicks in, the Heart too, and yeah, you can see it right there. That's a lot of gold. And all that damage
not
from
quite
the
the
Spectre.
10K, but wow.
I mean, converted, that's like 10K Canadian.
Yeah, I see.
If that's US damage, then you're good.
Charge. This is one of the strangest Dota games I've seen in the last couple months, Trent. I thought EG would have been able to end this 30 minutes ago, and Aster have just shown unrelenting resilience in this game. Even if they lose, I'm still so impressed that they're able to hang on and still take these fights. I mean, that's 2 buybacks for EG. Yeah. If Aster can do that again in the next, like, 5 minutes, they might actually have a chance to push down a lane.
It's always interesting when you see buybacks like that, too, because it's buybacks that want to keep up the pressure, right? They don't want to lose this wave pressure they have constantly putting in the base of Aster. So it looks kind of odd because you're like, why are they buying back? Like, they're not forcing anything from Aster, but, like, why would you wait to buy back when they're at your base if you know you're going to have to anyway, right?
Oh, XXS. This could be the moment. He gets caught pretty far out. Does have teammates nearby, but he's low. Yule Scepter buys him a little bit of time. EG are committed to this, though, and they will finish him off. There's the buyback that way. Storm caught inside the Pit of Malice. Now the Exodus with the Dark Rift, and they do get out. So this time it goes the other way. EG get 2 kills. They force a buyback. They do Dark Rift into the bottom lane instead of back to the base, so ready to shove in.
Yeah, once again, just keeping up the pressure. And Crit's even fishing here, thinking if someone isn't aware that they're over there, maybe they have a chance at it, but not going to find their moment. Arteezy did stay top. Fender just kind of drove him back further, but he keeps that wave pushed in. And S4, he's been the big beefy boy on the high ground for most of this final parts of the game.
S4 also has a BKB.
Looks like they're trying to draw a little bit of attention maybe onto that eastern part, trying to draw them away from that last melee racks, but they refuse to leave, even if it ends up costing this tier 4.
Oh, who do they find here? That's Arteezy.
Crit is just trying to, he's just walking up to that tier 4. He's trying to force this so hard right now. Get away from that melee racks, please. And Sumail's looking for an angle on an arrow.
Now, Dire do have another glyph.
Radiant are so split. If they can find a good scythe play, this could be bad.
I like what Crit's doing here, though. He's trying to force them to use the glyph prematurely, splitting their focus. They jump onto Arteezy, who's very low. Nice save from Fly. Does buy him some time, but Arteezy falls. Does have a buyback. They get the tier 4s, though. EG might be going for this. Reaper's Scythe comes out. They've lost 2.
They pushed too far?
They actually turn this around. Another winner's curse.
Cheese used onto Sumail.
Aster still hanging on for now. They're Necro down for over 100 seconds. No buyback.
He's going for the Storm.
Sumail doing a lot of damage. Needs to finish off this Storm, but he gets hexed. Lover still able to survive a sliver of HP. The creeps almost finishing him off, but he will be able to make it back. Sylar so low right now. Sumail will finish him off. There's the buyback. No haunt. S4 doing what damage he can to the Ancient. Again, forcing them to split their focus, but now Sumail gets jumped on. Another nice save from Fly. Lover trying to finish him off, and he will, but it costs him his whole mana pool. He goes down. S4 does manage to Dark Rift out. Keeps most of his friends alive, though Fly will get left behind.
Yeah, Sumail canceled. He almost came back on TP there. Man, Fly made so many plays. Curses and embraces. That I thought Aster were going to win that game right there.
Absolutely. Fly, the hero right now, keeping his team in this game.
Buybacks, buybacks. Only Phoenix in the game has a buyback.
A couple heroes are short on, no, Ogre's the only one short on gold, so he does have it available. But yes, we've got 8 heroes with buyback down. Megas still not secured. They went to the tier 4, so it is an exposed Ancient. But the Mega Creeps are not yet out. Now EG, they're going to go right back in 4. They pop BKBs, and they go to end it here. That's it. They didn't even glyph. Aster had a glyph still.
I don't think they did they?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did. Okay, maybe they did.
I mean,
either way, I don't think it would have mattered because there were enough heroes dead.
Probably not. You're probably right, but still.
EG